Hello, everyone. My name is Imran, and welcome to another show of Women Who Inspire. And today we have Kanupriya, who is an assistant branch manager at Edwise. Hello, Kanupriya. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Imran. How are you?
Excellent. Excellent. I'm really glad to have you. We have spoken on the phone for many times, but I guess this is the first time we are meeting virtually. I think
Yes.
internet has got us together through online source. Otherwise, it would have been difficult to meet especially when we are in different states.
Yeah,
Like I am in
exactly.
Maharashtra, you are in Punjab,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yes.
excellent. So, Kanupriya, would you like to introduce yourself, tell a little bit about yourself and your work?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Kanusya. I'm working as a assistant branch manager with Edwise International, and I've been into this organization from last 13 years. And I look after several destinations like Canada, USA, Australia, and various other destinations also. We guide students to get admission into the university. Then we help them with the visa part, and then we help them with the accommodation thing also. So these are my basic services.
Excellent, excellent. And you guys must be curious to know that Canopy has not only helped me achieve my Canadian study dream, but also two of my cousins who are already in Canada. One of them have already got a PR, and the other one has got invitation to apply through the study path. So thank you so much, Kanupriya. You're really helping our entire family, and I'm pretty sure my brother and other people in the family are also considering getting counseling from you for their future plans.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
Sure.
So, how did you come into this current field? Could you please share a little bit of your background?
Sure. Actually, if we see my background, I'm from a technical background only. Like
Oh,
the way you have done your bachelor, means do a lot of online courses in IT. Same
yeah.
way, I have done my BSc IT. Then I did my MCA. Even I worked in the industry also for somewhere as a tech support for 2 to 3 years.
Oh, nice.
But suddenly then I realized that it's not my cup of tea because when you work in the industry, in IT industry specifically, you need to work in shifts also sometimes.
Yeah.
There are several shifts. And then I realized that I think I can't cope up with this kind of job with after my marriage, or I need to look after my family also. I need to look after my kids also. So I decided to switch my industry. So I
Okay.
shifted to counseling line. And when I started my career as a counseling, uh, you know that it's not easy to get into this industry because
Agree.
I'm from IT background. I have no knowledge about this counseling and what needs to be done. So I learned from some little organization.
Okay.
There I worked on a half of the salary which I was earlier getting in my IT industry. But I was totally acceptable to that because I know that I want to switch the industry and I need to learn something. So I learned there for 1 to 2 years. Then I joined Advice in 2010. And since then I've been here only. I started my career as a counselor. Now I'm now working as an assistant branch manager in the organization.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's like that.
that's really inspiring, and I can really totally relate to it because even I shifted my career from being a manager and coming into IT industry. So, of course, we have to make changes in our life depending on what our situation is for our family and for our future goals as well. So that's really great to hear. So, do you find this job fulfilling? What you're doing
No,
now?
yeah, exactly. I'm liking this job and I like my work a lot because I
Okay.
enjoy it
Well,
and
you
it's
definitely get praise from thousands of students because shaping someone's career is the best thing you can do for them, and definitely the praise they give you are going to really help you grow further.
yeah,
So
exactly.
really
The
glad
earlier
to be
the
there.
work was yeah, earlier the work which I was doing, I was at the back end. Now I'm at the front face. So it feels very good when you get some good decision, good results from the embassies for the student decision. They actually praise you and praise your work. It's really very satisfying.
Absolutely. I saw one of the movies called Super 30, and one of the famous quotes from there was कि जब किसी फैमिली में एक बच्चा पढ़ लेता है तो सिर्फ उसकी ही नहीं कि आगे वाले आने पूरी जनरेशन जो है वो सेटल हो जाती है.
Yeah,
So education is definitely really important for a child, and I think you're really helping them achieve their dreams. So that's brilliant. Okay, so what's the most interesting work you've done so far in your current field?
Um, if you talk about interesting, I believe in my total, I in counseling career of 15 years, I feel your case is the most challenging and learning to
Really?
me. Yes, I have never sent a student of your age at this position and with so much of experience. Earlier, before your case, I have one student. She's a girl student. She was also
Mhm.
having a 10 to 15 years of experience, a normal graduate, and shifted her career from in insurance industry to some other line. And I sent her. She
Yeah.
was 35, and I sent her for a
Yeah.
college study. She got her visa, and now it's you. You are means much older than her, but yes, you got the visa. It's a big challenge for me also, and yeah, it really worked well.
Absolutely. You've really done a great job. I remember I spoke to you 2 years ago where you gave me the right suggestions to do some studies before I apply for the visa.
Yeah,
I don't know about the others, but in terms of knowledge and experience, I feel that you are the head of Punjab when it comes to counseling students. So
yeah.
thank you really, thank you so much for helping me achieve my dreams. Uh, and now there are some of the questions that people really ask that you might be getting already. So I'd like our audience to know about them and see what your perspective are about those questions. For the first one is that why is Canada preferred as the top country to study and immigrate to?
I believe they have very flexible uh, education system, and the decision part is again it's quick than other countries.
Hmm.
Earlier, due to COVID, it was a lot of delays because there are a lot of strikes, people laid off. So it was slow for last 2 years, but now it's again coming back to the track. So
Yeah,
normally before COVID, we used to get decision within 15 days also, and sometime in one day also. But
yeah.
now they are again coming back to track. So yeah, decisions are a little bit quick. This is a reason. Plus, they have very good policy for residency also. So
Hmm.
everyone who is going for higher studies in Canada, they want that they should get a good job. They should be well paid, and ultimately, after 2 to 3 years or 4 years of work, they should be settled down in that country. So in
Right.
that way, Canada is the best place for studies and for settlement also. So this is a basically a charm.
Absolutely, I agree to you. And also when it comes to your living standards and taxes, especially, like there are other countries like Germany where getting a study visa is easy. You can get a permanent residency also in 2 years. But when it comes to taxes, their taxes like almost 42% if you are single, compared to Canada where it's less than 30%. So if you're looking forward for earning well and also saving, definitely Canada wins in all aspects as a country and also getting as an easy PR. So yeah, I would agree to you on that. Um, what are the key areas? Like I want to really understand what is your style of work. Like when you get a new profile from a student, what do you do? Like what's your key areas that you look into and how do you study a student's profile? How do you approach it?
Yeah, this is a major part. Whenever I see for the student profile, it's always advisable your good academic grade
Hmm.
always matters. If you're scoring 70 or 70 above, there are bright chances that your visa will be through. Means if we ignoring that education part, then it won't help to the student because obviously you are going there for the studies only. So ultimately, the first thing is your education, then your other curricular activities and job experience will come.
Correct.
For student visa, they definitely look for your grade. So
Okay.
grade matters a lot.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Um, all right. And what points does a college or university considers versus an immigration officer? Like, for example, when you apply for a college university, what are the aspects they look for versus when you apply for a visa? Is there a difference between the two?
Yes, there's a difference. Basically, in Canada, there's a difference between how a university looks at the profile and how embassy looks after the profile.
Mm-hmm.
When university assess your file, they look for everything. They look for your academic grades. They will look for your curricular activities, your achievements, and if you're having some kind of work experience, that's always helpful
Yeah.
when you are applying for the university. But when you are applying for the visa, They just look for the summary,
Hmm.
summary of the application. They don't need your detailed profile. University needs your detailed profile.
Yeah.
Embassy needs your simple profile, like what are your grades, what you have done earlier, what you're going for, and ultimately how how you will be beneficial for them when you will be on job, and
Right.
what will you do after completing the course when you will be returning to India. Ultimate goal is they want to listen that after studies you will return to India, although nobody will come back, but yes, they want to see your intention for
Yeah.
studies only.
Yeah, I think this is one of the questions I always was confused about, that why do they, if they're really promoting immigration, then why are they looking for, why are they giving reasons that you will not return to India, right? So even I understood the fact is because they're saying, in case if we are not able to give you immigration, do you have something to go back to, or are you going to be like on our government,
Mm-hmm.
if things don't work out for you. So I think this is one of the main reasons why they look for making sure that you can go back if things don't work out here. Of course they want to welcome new immigrants, but this is
Yeah.
the key point.
Yes.
Okay. Now you mentioned about that the score really matters, uh, and there are certain students who have low academic also. So what can they do? How can they actually get studies in Canada? What can they do about it?
We normally students who are scoring a little bit less. So what we can suggest them, or what we really do in those cases, and they are willing to go. So we tell them, go improve in your IELTS score so that you can
Yeah.
score well. Then we'll recommend them those places like where rush is a little bit less. Suppose Toronto and the Vancouver, the
Hmm.
most populated areas for the students also, and metropolitan cities. So there is a lot of competition. So
Yeah.
if we check the grades, and you can say if we check the previous history, which we normally get from the university sides also, that the average student who is scoring 80 to 90%, they can expect their visas in Toronto or even
Hmm.
70. But students who are scoring less, 60 or 50, we suggest them you just go away from Toronto or Vancouver, at least 2 to 3 hours away, where the colleges are, because they have also good colleges. So sometimes visa success rates in those places are much more higher than other places. So where
Okay.
there's a less population, so there's a less competition also.
Yeah. Are
They are
you
not
saying that
developed.
the province, like choosing a province, does have an impact on your visa
Yeah.
chances?
Yes, you can choose. Choosing a province does have an impact. Like you can choose like Atlantic states, like Nova Scotia, New
Yeah.
Brunswick. These are, and they have some special PR programs also for the students.
Yeah. It's
So
easier to get the PR there, right?
yeah, so if you study there, work there, and apply your PR, it will be easier. So it's
Correct.
better you go to those destinations which are less populated if you're scoring less in your academics.
Right.
Sometimes your visa got approved.
I think it happened in my case also when I applied for Ontario. It got declined, and then
Yeah.
I came through you. I went through another IDP first, and there is like, if your score is low and if you're a mature student, then they don't really care about it. Like, you have to run behind them, you have to follow about them. But it got declined there when I came to you. You looked at my profile, you took your own time, and then you really put your efforts into it. And I saw the SOP when it was finally done. It was beautiful. So and then finally I applied for a different province, which was Manitoba, and it got approved there. So yeah, so I agree to you that going a little bit farther where there's less competition increases your chances for the visa. Okay. So what important steps should a student take when he or she reapplies for the study visa after rejection?
Yeah. This is the most important part when you reapply for your studies, for your courses, or for the university. Always look for
Mhm.
the course where you are applying, or always look for the, suppose if your visa got rejected for the college, it's better you go for a higher education, like a university
Yeah.
study. If your visa got rejected for a diploma program, it's preferable you should go for a PG diploma or a master's program. So that
Okay.
it shows that there is some kind of change or upgrade in your file.
Okay.
Like if
Okay.
your visa got rejected for diploma, student should go for a bachelor. If your visa got rejected for the PG diploma, then you should look for a master's or a PG diploma in a university where you get a chance to upgrade your PG diploma to the master's. So
Correct.
these are the best place.
When my visa got declined for the first time, there was a statement written in the notes which says that if there's no change in your profile, then that application will not be considered for the next one. So,
Yes.
if nothing changes, would they not like look at it, or is it straight away refused, or do you think there's still chances?
It's very, you can say it's like 50-50.
One of the common questions people ask is what is considered as a gap um, in a student's profile?
Uh, I mean to say gap is like if you're not studying or if you're not working from
Mhm.
more than 12 months, then it is considered as a gap. But if
Okay.
you're working after your studies, then it's fine. But
Okay.
again, most positive profiles are like people who are working in the industry from last 3 to 4 years or 3 to 5 years, not more than that. If you're
Mhm.
working more than that, again, according to them, they are not suitable profile for the education. They should go for the work visa. But it's
Okay.
not like that you can't apply for study visa. You can always try if you want to upgrade your studies to master's or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like most of the universities might not consider, but at least in my case, University of Winnipeg had a condition that if more experience you have, you will be given priority. So
Yes,
definitely that matters for some of the universities, not all.
not all.
Okay. What role an education taken from a distance learning versus a regular college or university plays in getting admission in Canada?
Yeah. So, like in your case also, universities and college always prefer regular studies only
Yeah.
if you are a recent pass out and recent graduate. But if you are a student with the distance studies, so it is always advisable you should add your work experience while studies also or after the studies also because universities and colleges give preference to such candidates only who are having some work experience along with their studies because distance
Yeah.
studies is not considered in Canada because they are
Mm.
not accepting open board NOIS until unless you don't have any full-time work experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Okay. Well, some of the questions people ask about spouse visa. So, should a spouse visa be applied together or separately when applying for a student visa, and why?
Um, well, if you talk about the spouse visas, it's always recommendable for Indian citizens only
Mm-hmm.
that they should apply separately. Means once the main applicant get their visa, then they should apply for the spouse visas. Why this is the reason? Because if the same candidate applies from some European countries or some like Dubai and all,
Mm-hmm.
normally their visa got approved if they apply with along with their family. But
Okay.
not this happens in India because they have different policies over there that their government sponsors their education, their
Okay.
family. So ultimately they have some kind of bond with the student that once they complete their studies, they need to return back to India, whatever, return back to their home country, whatever they have learned there in Canada, they need to implement into their home country only. But this is no there is no such condition in India.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not recommendable that though both husband and wife should apply together. Plus, why in one thing is that because embassy thinks that whenever a student is coming, he is dependent on their parents, on
Yeah.
their family, and if they are taking one more person along with them, then it is again a dependent,
Yeah.
one dependent or another dependent. So that's why
Yes.
they don't think it's very positive. So it's not
Correct.
advisable. Spouse can go after 2-3 months,
Mm-hmm.
or once the main applicant or main student comes on a work visa, then they can do it.
Right. And also because they would have some tie to home country, right? They have
Yeah,
somebody to go back to. So that is
yeah,
considered as positive,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, great. Now, if a person traveled to Canada on a visitor's visa in the past, does it have a negative impact when you apply for a study visa in the future?
I believe, and not only Canada, if somebody has any kind of visitor visa for any country, whether Canada or whether any European country, UK, US, any bigger country, they have a visitor visa, they should always show their travel history because this shows that you are a very potential person, we are potential student only who has intentions to go there, not to settle over there. Ultimately, will return back. So you always show your travel histories also in your file if you have any kind of travel history. It always helps in visa.
Correct. So that's the according to the travel history. What my question is about, if you apply for a visitor visa for Canada, like if you go
Mm-hmm.
as a visitor in Canada this
Mm-hmm.
year, and then after 2 years, if you apply as a student visa, can this hamper with your intention to go there, or can this have a negative impact on your study visa?
Suppose if you get your visitor visa initially, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and you went there and you came back on time, and
Yeah.
then you are declaring it, it's fine in your
Okay.
student visa file. But if your visitor visa got rejected earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and then after 2 years you're again going to Canada for the student visa, it depends what are the circumstances at that time when
Okay.
you applied for the visitor visa, and when you after 2 years what are your circumstances when you are applying for the student visa. So it
Right.
depends. So with my refusals do impact, but if you hide them, then again it's a not recommendable to hide anything. It's better you need to declare, and you need to give the reasons also why your visa got rejected, and how you are going to how you after 2 years you are coming back and what you are doing now.
Okay. So as long as it's not rejected, it's fine to go as a
Yeah,
visitor, right?
yeah.
Okay. Can you also apply for a study visa from there after visiting Canada?
You can do this thing also, but when you do this thing, you need to declare in your file also. There is a question in the file that at the time you are applying for your visa, you are in Canada or you are in India.
Yeah.
So totally it depends upon the visa officer whether they will approve this thing or not when you're applying
Okay.
within the Canada for your trying to convert your visitor to student visa. So it's totally
Okay.
his decision. Your visitor
And
visa will not impact, but yes, your student visa whether they want to give you or not, that will be totally his or her decision.
all right, understood. Okay. What would you say Advice does differently that separates it from other consultants?
I believe Edwise is the consultancy which don't charge from the students for their higher studies. Means
Yeah.
we provide this service absolutely free from last more than 30 years for several countries. And whatever you transparency is the main thing. We clearly to tell the student on the first day only, on the first day of the counseling, whether this is a positive profile, whether it's a negative, or what are the positive points in your file, what can be positive, and what is the drawback in your file. Then it's solely student decision what they want to do, because we keep everything in transparent form with them. We don't even we provide the student's email ID to the university, which normally local agents don't do. They keep student's email ID and password with them so that they can check the mail. But we normally don't do these things. We normally say you will get the mail and you will forward to us.
Right.
So
I
this is
really
a
like
transparent.
all these benefits that Advice offers over other consultants, because I have experience with other consultants. They don't share their student IDs, they don't share information. They are not transparent. I agree. And they give you false hopes. Even if you go with a bad profile or weak profile, I would say, then they just say, ho jayega, and everything. And then finally it gets rejected.
Yeah,
Not only because you had a weak profile, but also because they are not professionals and they don't have that experience to put your profile put together well so that it gets approved. So yeah, I really like Advice transparency in that regards. And of course, not paying the money is definitely good, because I know there are some big consultants who are charging like 50,000 for a student, which is like insane.
yeah.
Cool. So besides all these questions related to study visa and Canada, etc., also like to peek into your personal life as well. So what motivates you to do what you're doing right now?
Uh, Keep on doing the good work, like the praises which I get from you and other people. It actually motivates me to do more good work, because no doubt it's challenging also, but yes, it always I keep on getting a lot of references from the students once their visa, and specifically students whose profile is very tough and their visa got approved, they bring a lot of references along with them, and this actually motivates me to do more good work.
Amazing. Keep up the good work. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're not working?
When I'm not working, I used to, it's very funny, but I used to watch cartoons.
Oh, wow.
Because I
The-
have kids, they used to watch, and earlier I don't like it, but now I am in a habit of watching those cartoons.
There's a child in all of us. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong about it. We should never let it die.
yes.
That's sweet. Okay. could you share any of your upcoming work or any events that are going to happen that people should look for?
We are planning to do one Canada Education Fair in by next month in
Okay.
Edwise offices and almost all the Edwise offices.
Mm-hmm.
You can check on our website also. They are happening in Pune, they are happening in Chandigarh, they are happening in Mumbai. So
Oh,
people who
wow.
are staying there, they can go there, check the website, and they can register over there.
Okay.
And the last month, this even in Maya also we have done a lot of education fair for UK only, UK
Mhm.
specific, UK Ireland. So now in June there will be a lot of fair for Canada specific only. The people who are interested they can visit us. And then in August also we have a fair related to Australia, so they
Okay.
can visit our offices over there.
All right. That's great. I'm sure students will look for that. And where can people find you online?
You can find me in at the Advice website also, or you can drop me an email. Like it's kanu@adviseinternational.com. You can share it with
Sure.
in your
I will add that
communication.
in the video.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. One last questions. A message that you would like to give to the women of the world to inspire them.
Message I would like to give. I believe everyone should keep on trying. They should not uh, think that they are somewhere down, but yeah, they keep on trying, keep on doing the good work, and yes, God is with you.
Excellent. So never give up.
Yeah, never give up.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Kanapriya, for your valuable time. I know you're a really, really busy person, and thank you for taking the time and sharing knowledge. And I'll share that with the world. And
Yeah,
I'm pretty
thank you.
sure people come to you for more consultations after this,
Yeah,
and
sure.
keep you more busy.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
bye. Bye,
Bye.
take care.